Hey guys, welcome back to True Crime and Tarot. I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat that I am shaken. Um, I have finished the interview with Jose um, with Justice4all. I'm sure most of you have watched it, but if you haven't and you are following the Wells case, I highly encourage you to go and watch that interview. I have pages of notes, but I'm going to set them aside and I'm just going to speak from the heart here. Listening to that interview with Jose, I let me just gather my thoughts for a second. It was so much worse, okay, than what I knew it was bad inside of that house. I have always said that I believe Don was a very abusive to Candace, the kids, and Jose confirmed that in a huge way. There was a huge revelation with Candace and Hunter. Um, there was one story in particular that Jose told, and that was that Hunter had gave Summer a kitten. And I please, this is a huge trigger warning, you guys. You can hear the shaking in my voice. Just please take that as warning enough that this is a horrific story that, if you haven't heard it, I'm about to tell you. Jose said that Hunter bought Summer a kitten, or gave her a kitten, and Don did not like this kitten. Summer loved this kitten. She took it everywhere with her. He almost described it as an emotional support animal. And Don did not want this kitten in the house. And he, started screaming at Summer that he had told her to keep the cat out of the house. And he took her kitten and threw it out the front door to the dogs in front of Summer. And the dogs ripped the kitten apart. And that Summer cried. She screamed. She cried herself to sleep that night. That angers me so badly. I can't even tell you guys. He painted a very graphic picture of Don rolling this family with an iron fist. The abuse that he inflicted on Candace, the boys. He did say he didn't spank Summer. She usually didn't get spanked, but she did get spanked one time when she went down the driveway and Don pulled her pants down and spanked her all the way up the driveway. Candace. Jose. Did any of you know that Jose lived there for 6 months? Because I didn't. That is not the story that we have heard. But he lived inside of that home for 6 months. Don didn't just rush back and meet him and there was some altercation. Don knew he was there. He had talked to him multiple times, according to Jose. And Jose was there a month after Don got home. So he got to witness all of these dynamics. This is another huge trigger warning. Okay. Candace, Hunter, and Candace. Jose said that they were all sitting around the table, that they were drinking, and that Hunter said that Candace is the one that took his virginity. You guys, I hope one of you watching says something, because as bad as I knew that this was, it just got 50 times worse. That interview was invaluable to this case. Such a firsthand account from inside of that home is huge. And Jose even pleaded directly to Candace, saying, now is your time. Now is your time to tell. Now is your time. He can't control you anymore. He's in jail. Tell what you know, girl. That's what he was saying to her. Justice. You guys, I'm sorry. I am trying to keep this together. But give me just a second. It was sickening. It was sickening to listen to know what these kids really went through and how bad it really was. And I have to say to Jose that I appreciate him acknowledging that he could have done more. But he was in a bad space mentally himself. He was going through a divorce. That's how he ended up there. And he the guilt that he feels for not doing more. This is more than we've ever seen from Don and Candace. The information in that interview was just astounding. Hi guys. Hi Penelope. Hi Jam. Yes. I just feel so shaken by the whole thing. Everything that I heard, that Don has done, that Candace has done, both of them are child predators. Both. Hunter is a 15-year-old boy. When exactly was his virginity taken? Taken. I'm going to use that word again, Candace. I am so disgusted. I just can't even, I'm looking through my notes and I'm looking at all these words I wrote down about this interview, and it's all swirling inside of my head. He says that Don never went to church. That behind closed doors, Don was a completely different person, that he was a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, that he would go from perfectly fine to completely snapping and losing it and being a monster. He says that he had a personal confrontation with Don over Summer showering with him. He says that Don slept with a woman that lived right down the road that was doing drugs and breaking up with her husband. Don slept with this woman inside of the house while Candace and Summer were downstairs sleeping. Guys, Jesus. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just. It sounds like, and he said that they were terrified of him. The greatest, Candace, everyone was afraid of Don, and I think we see that because as soon as he goes to jail, who's on the news? Who's talking? Did you see the smile on Candace's face? Huge after Don left. Happy. Jose described her as emotionally broken. And I've said this before because I see that in this woman. But that does not exonerate her from anything either. The information coming about Hunter is so disturbing to me, and it angers me so much. You stole something from a child. You are no better than Don. Both of you are child predators. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good Lord. Let me just look at my notes for a minute. Oh, Jose talking about cooking. He was saying that, he started cooking and that Candace and Gradis looked at him like he was crazy. Like they had never seen a man do that before. That Don did nothing. That Don went to work and Don came home and Don sat at the table and got drunk. And that he would order everybody else around to clean, cook, whatever. He Oh, hang on a second. Oh, and that they were, Grandis and Candace were also amazed that Jose actually did laundry because Don just did nothing. Oh man. Jose did say that he was a straight man. He admitted that he did have a sexual relations with Allie. He says that he did not with Candace, that it was an emotional, that he was more of an emotional support for her. He said that they were all very aware of what he himself was going through, which was a divorce. He was having basically a mental breakdown. He said he wasn't interested in any type of, relationship, but that one night, I think they were drinking, that him and Allie did have a sexual encounter and that he had no problem admitting that. He actually spoke pretty highly of Allie. When asked why Allie and Candace were not friends anymore, he said that it was because of him. He said that Candace was downstairs asleep, that Allie was upstairs telling Grandis that she thought that Candace and Jose were, having some type of relationship. And Candace came running up the stairs to fight her. I guess she heard her, woke up, ran upstairs, and he said their relationship shattered from that point on. But he, said that he did not have a sexual relationship with Candace. I think that Jose, when I kept saying, can we just get one normal person in this case? I think we found one. To me, he came across very credible, insightful, articulate. He was very descriptive. And I'm so glad that Justice did this interview with him. It fills in gaps and it also reaffirms things that we have speculated on. And there let me see. Let me look at the rest of my notes here. Jose says he was not kicked out. That is not what happens. He said that Grandis thanked him. He begged Grandis to not let Don back in when she dropped him off. She dropped him off in South Carolina. He said that, she thanked him for everything. And it seems like he had a very close relationship with with Candace and Grandis. He called Don a control power freak. He said that Candace really loved Don. He said he spent many, many nights sitting at the kitchen table with her crying. I did write down what he said to Candace. He made like an open plea in this interview to her. And he said, Candace, it's me. It's Jose, the man you spent numerous nights crying to on your kitchen table. If you know anything, take the blame, girl. That's what he said to her to tell. When asked if he thought that Summer was abducted, he said no. He believed in it. He was not there, so this is also his opinion. But he said that he thinks that something happened to her inside the house, and it was covered up. He said that Candace on these live streams that we're seeing is not the Candace that he knew. And he stressed that a couple of times, that this is not the Candace that he knew at all. He also said that it was, ridiculous that they were saying that, Summer would never wander off. He said, how many times did we have to go find her? He said numerous times. He said he said they would play hide and seek all the time, and that one of her favorite places to hide was in the fridge or in Grandis's camper. He said that Candace had years of torment. He told her that she should have left a long time ago. Left on. He said, I always told you were strong. You were, but you were too scared to use your voice, but you have it now. He can't hurt you anymore. He was, hold on. He was publicly pretty much pleading to her that, this is your daughter and Don is not here to hurt you anymore. So tell what happened to Summer. And this was very emotional for me to listen to, you guys. I see you guys in the chat. I share your emotion with this. He said that every time Don laid a hand on Candace, every time he dropped the F word, that he would just look at the entire house in disgust. That Don is arrogant. Jose cried as well when he was talking about Summer. He said Summer reminded, he would always think of his own child, which I get that. I do the same, and I never met Summer. He said when he saw the pictures of the tracksuit on Summer, that those were the nicest clothes he had ever seen her in. That Summer hated clothes. She didn't like to wear them. She didn't like to wear shoes. She would go outside, in her sleep pants. That she didn't like wearing shirts. She'd take them off. When asked if he thought that Candace was jealous of Summer, he seemed like, what? He said no. That was kind of surprising to me. But he did say, and he was asked about Rose Bly, and he said that he talked to Candace a lot about that she would get very emotional and that Candace would get jealous. And that she would always apologize. Candace would apologize to Candace and, say, I love you too. And we really saw that in the news interview with Candace. Same thing. She's talking about Rose, and then Candace is standing right off to the side listening to her. And, she puts in there, and I love Candace too. So I found that credible, what he was saying about that. He did talk about Don disappearing to Mexico for 2 weeks at a time on drug binges, coming back like nothing ever happened. He said that Candace would always, bring that up, and that was a source of contention between them, that, he would go off on these drug binges. And there was one time that Don was in a drug house, on a binge, and that Candace had went and dragged him all the way home. Hearing about the abuse, hearing about the essay of Hunter, I think you guys, when we hear Candace say, I don't want to be with him anymore, I'm done, I think that should be encouraged, strongly encouraged. I don't think that people should be encouraging her to stay with Don. I think that absolutely needs to come to an end for obvious reasons. Um, I would like to make a public plea to Jose. Can you please get a hold of Candace and talk to her? You seem like the one person that can get through. You know, I was thinking that. I was like, good Lord, I really hope that they get back in touch and he talks to her and, makes her feel safe again, to tell what truly happened here with Summer. Remy girl, I would love to hear your opinion. Sure, I absolutely would. If you would like to come up on panel, if anyone would like to come up and talk, I'm okay with that. I have to tell you, listening to that interview was kind of emotionally exhausting to me. It really was. There were times where I paused it because I would just get so like, did I really just hear that? It upset me to even hear. So to know that these kids were living through this, I don't know. It really, it really shook me. Um, yes, the entire interview, Remy, for sure. It was just from start to finish. Um, very interesting from a firsthand account inside of that house, but emotionally, it was very difficult to listen to. Um, it was so hard to hear, Jam. I agree with you. Um, again, it's like it's what we knew, but to hear it so directly confirmed, it just like to me, it just felt like somebody put that final nail in the coffin. And to hear the abuse about the abuse, it just bothers me so much. I mean, throwing a kitten out that was your daughter's and letting her watch, it be ripped apart. I like the mental abuse there is so um it's so enormous. It's painful to even listen to. Like I'm saying, it's so imagine this happening. And you're watching this happen. I mean, I don't know. That's it's so disgusting to me. I don't I'm gonna hold my thoughts about what I would like to do to Don Wells, just for that one act alone, because that would not be good for me to say. But yeah, you guys can say it. I'm not going to say it, but and then to hear the revelation that Candace took Hunter's virginity. Um, this says so much. All of those the TikToks, the posts on Facebook, um, they were like I said, they were at that swimming hole with Summer by themselves. And who knows? Jose speculated that yes, that they did have a relationship, that they kept it very much under wraps. He said that he knew that if Allie was listening to that interview, that she's probably very, very, very upset. He said deep down he thought that Allie kind of knew, but it was, they didn't want her to know. They kept it from her. Um, I just Yes, we did, Angie. Yes, we did. Yes, Terry. Candace was abused, but also a perpetrator. Yes, she's both. Um, We learned more about Summer from Jose than Don or Candace. Either one. It's so sad. We did. Don't you feel like you just know Summer? Like I felt like I've covered this kid so much and put so much thought into this child. And I feel like I know her so much better now just through him, of how she was. We heard that she was energetic, but he really gave descriptive stories of, how she was and who she was and, her favorite foods and how she would eat. But she was so energetic. She would burn that right off. And, she loved being outside and she was just, I mean, I know that Donna and Candace have said similar things, but not the way Jose did. You felt like he cared. You felt like he cared about this child. Um, yeah, we do. Yes, Terry, I agree with you. Absolutely, both of them. Um, I'm torn on who I dislike more between the two of them. Um, Maybe Don because he was more abusive, but I don't know. I mean, all the things that they inflicted upon them children, all the things that Don inflicted upon that entire family. Mm, 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 mm. I still believe that we will find Summer. I still believe that she'll be found. And I do believe that we will definitely see both of them behind bars. That is my personal opinion. And I look forward to that day. I really do. I look forward to being able to report on that day. Um, Summer, God bless her. God bless that child. Um, and the boys. I feel like we learned so much more about who they were, who Wyatt and Waylon were. Jose told a story about them two fighting over a cupcake. That Don took his belt off and he smacked it so hard on the kitchen table, between the two of them, that the belt buckle left an imprint on the table. And he said that this shook him, that as a child he was beaten with belts and that, it scared him. Um, you know, I don't know if I want to repeat this story. There was a story told about Allie's daughter. There was an encounter of sexual nature, and I don't want to go into all of that, but the children watched this through a hole in the wall, and they were recounting this. And Jose said that they even took him to the spot where they were watching from. So there was a lot. There was so much going on in that house. And he said that, that Candace bought Hunter alcohol and tobacco. Like that was nothing new. A Remy girl, yes, I'm not going to put your comment up on the screen, Remy, but I fully agree with you. Um, it just, Linda, yeah, everyone watching, no one reporting. And that's, I said that I liked that Jose admitted that he could have done more, and that he should have done more. And he does seem to have a huge amount of guilt. Um, but he did explain that again that at that time he himself was mentally broken. That he didn't do the right thing, and looking back, he should have done more. But he has talked to the FBI. Just in case you didn't watch the interview, he has definitely talked to the FBI. So they're aware of all of this. Yes, Linda. Get your tissues out. It's a very difficult thing to listen to. Um, like I've been saying, Remy. You know what, Remy? Who was it? I think it was Evil Exists that put out and said, do the boys hold the key? And I know he's not the first creator, but I think it was him just a couple of days ago, and that's always been a question on my mind. And I've even spoken about that as well. That the boys, I'm sure, I'm positive that they have been interviewed, and I hope that they felt safe enough to recount things that they needed to recount. And it's a very real possibility that they did, and that that TBI knows, because, like, again, like we saw in the West case, the FBI knew a week after they were reported missing, but they weren't arrested for 14 months. So this could very well be the case, in the Wells case as well. We do not know yet. We're waiting for that. There was something. I did an energy read about, I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago on Don and Candace. And I said when I read Don that I just saw, like, no remorse, no regret, no nothing like that. And at the 2 hour and 31 mark, around there, Jose says this exact thing, that Don had no remorse, no regret. That's the kind of person he was. Even after he threw Summer's kitten out, he told her that, now you see that, I'm the one that runs this house, and this is the way it's going to go, and that he never got her another kitten. And, you know, that kitten story disturbs me on a whole other level, you guys. The two biggest things to me were Candace and Hunter, and that kitten story. It just, I can't get it out of my head. It's like I can visually just picture it, and it makes me sick to my stomach. Linda, I'm sorry, not Linda. Or yes, Linda. I feel those boys will never have a chance for a decent life. Linda, I hope you're wrong. I really do. It's very obvious that they've been through a lot. Um, but I hope that it's not too late. I hope that where they are happy and safe, um, and being treated well. I do not ever want to see them back anywhere near Don Wells, for sure, and Candace. Terry says that Don is a sociopath. Yeah, I think he's that and much more, Terry. Angel, it would be interesting if you did an energy read on Candace now that she's heard Jose's story. I could do that. It's gonna. My energy feels depleted. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Between the Michael Vaughn case and this interview, my own energy feels depleted. I feel like I need to take a day and just kind of stay off of YouTube, because that was just really heavy stuff. Um, Remy girl, did anyone seeing a comment Candace said? No. No, I did not, Remy. What was the comment? Let's see this comment. Remy also, did you hear that Candace is trying to get new rugs? Yes, I did. And stuff for her house, for her boys. This girl's tripping. Oh, now she want to get right. Shaking my head. um, I'll say this. Who knows? Who knows what Candace could have been without all the abuse in her life? Who knows? But we do know what she is, and it's delusional to think that you're going to buy some new rugs and stuff, and your kids are going to come home. Those boys are not coming home. There is no way those boys are coming home. And if they are coming home, I'm glad I signed Summer's petition to hold CPS accountable for anything like this, because there is no way that they should be returned to that house in my opinion. Terry, the biggest thing for me is that red truck. Yes, that was a huge, thank you for bringing that up, Terry. Huge, huge bombshell. They know exactly what happens this summer. This was premeditated and orchestrated. Um, that part of the interview, I'll be honest, it was a huge bombshell moment in that interview. I want to go back and listen to that again and again. Um, I was pretty shaken up by all of the other stuff by the time we got there. But when I heard it, my stomach did drop. But I still would like to go back and just review it several more times and listen to exactly what he was saying about that. I know that he said that he got in an altercation with Don about the little red truck that Don had. That there was a ladder on it, and Jose was telling him, if somebody hits your car, they're that's going to go right through their windshield. Like, you need to put something orange on the back of this ladder. That's the right thing to do. And I guess Don said no. Um, so Remy, she said I have to put Summer to the side. The boys are still here and living. Candace Wells, she knows something. Yes, Remy, I definitely covered that. That was just alarming to me. It was shocking to me when I heard her say that. And I also saw that in both her and Don's energy reads. Both of them have really in their minds put this to rest. They want it to be over. They just want it to go away. They don't want to deal with it. It's to them, it's over. Um, and it was shocking to me because I was it last night. I mean, my days with this case honestly run together. But was it last night or the night before that her and Benny were on a live stream and she had the tinfoil hat on, and Benny said to not put any comments about Summer in the comment section, to delete them all, that this was about him and his friend hanging out. That was after my energy read of me saying that Candace just wanted this. She didn't want to talk about it. She did not. Like I said, in her mind, my cards were showing that she has put this to rest. She's come to terms with it, and she's like over it. She wants everyone else to be too. And so when I saw that, I was like, wow, yep, just like the cards said. Jan, I have felt from the beginning Don sold her, in my opinion. I can't shake it. Don is an absolute monster, you guys. Don is a complete monster of a person, of a human being. Okay. Um, I would put nothing past him. Nothing. I don't even know. I mean, I'm not in a good mood at this moment, but I don't even know that I want to do Don impressions anymore, because why would I want to imitate such a disgusting person? Um, Nothing about this is funny to me at all. At all. I've said that I like humor, and I do. I love humor, to break up the hardness of this. But I don't know. I'm so disgusted. I'm just so disgusted and heartbroken for these kids, and I'm saying kids, um, because the boys just were victims, just as much as Summer, if not more. Don was beating them. Um, Remy says, "Can I tell you one thing, girl?" Yes, you can, Remy. I'm good with body language and energy. I can tell people a lot. Me too. Me too. This is why I've been, it was just, I don't know that anyone, well, I think a lot of people did, but, I really saw how abusive Don was. His behaviors were just really abusive towards Candace. So to hear that confirmed by a person that was there in real life, watching that happen. It's just, I feel like Don is at the head of the snake. He is the one that set the tone for the family. And then it just trickles right on down from there, with Candace and the kids. And I'm okay, Jay. I watched the interview, and it was just horrific. And I feel like that word isn't even strong enough. Did you watch it, Jay? Jose Romano interview on Justice? I'm sure you did. You're so off today. Yeah, I feel really off as well. I just do. I'm this interview was so huge, and there's so much to go through with it and look at it with it, that I I want to get ready for the Michael Vaughn interview with Nicole on Friday, but my mind is just so on this interview. I'm still shocked, really. I feel like I'm in a state of shock of listening to what Jose had to say. Okay, so we have I obviously can't really say your name because it's dead on the toilet, I think. They crying is too much and ingenuine. Well, so is your grammar, but I digress. Everyone had an idea, but how do you know that was Jose? Listen, I'm having a hard time even reading what you're saying. Linda. Hi, Linda. I just have to yell your name out. I'm so glad you're here. And Linda, you're like my emotional support person. You don't know that, and you probably don't want to be that. And that's what makes me want to make you be that, as usual. But I'm always happy when I see you in chat. So anyway, back to this comment. Do you know that Jose, or if he's telling the truth? He admitted to not being in his right mind. Do I know if Jose is telling the truth personally? No. Do I believe that Jose is telling the truth? Absolutely. Yeah, when we were talking before in a live stream about how when people tell the truth, that it sort of just pours out. You don't really have to take a pause to think about stuff. Most of what Jose was saying was just coming straight out. You could tell that he was just pouring it out. There was a pause. There was a pause with one question, and I'm going to go back and look at that interview again. Go back to that pause. I did write down the timestamp for it, but I'm going to go back and look at that just one more time because there was a pause in there, and I was like, I feel like he doesn't really want to answer this question. Yeah, Jay. Thank you for saying that. I don't know about fabrication. I more took it that he, like he was giving like his own perspective of things that he didn't know for sure. I was more focused on his firsthand accounts of things that actually happened that he saw, and less on his speculation of things, even though I think that he would be better able to speculate than even any of us because he was actually there. But again, I liked the straightforward firsthand accounts of actual events versus the speculation. So if Jay, do you want to come up? I would love to have somebody up when I feel alone right now. Even though you guys are here, harsh reality coming in with his harsh reality. Hi, sir. Good to see you. Jose is nearly 9 months too late. Uh, I can't disagree. I can't disagree. He did say that he went completely off grid and that he was just for his own mental health that he just needed to basically get away from the world. Um, Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I will tell you guys, I had a friend that did the exact same thing for an entire year. Um, he went up into the mountains and lived. I swear to you. And yeah, so Jam, that's a good point. Jose himself would not disagree with you, harsh reality. Um, yeah, because he did say, that he was remorseful, that he did not do more. He admitted that he was in a bad state of mind. Harsh is disagreeing. I'm gonna definitely look out for that video, Harsh. I know one's coming if you haven't posted one already. So Harsh is saying, I care so much. So I think he's speaking as if he were, Jose. I care so much that I thought I'd take 9 months to help. GTFO, LOL. Um, I do feel like he feels bad. You didn't get any sense that he felt bad, Harsh. I value your opinion. So, well, because I did feel like he did care. But did I feel like there were some things that were a little put on, a little too much? Yeah, a little bit. But I definitely believe that kitten story. And I definitely believe, the abuse from Don, what he was talking about was true. And also the Candace and Hunter. I gotta say, those two takeaways for me were they seemed factual. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. But I guess we could counter that with, did he know that it was going to go this far? I don't know. I mean, he knew things were pretty darn bad. He watched the drama unfold. He sure did, according to him. Yep. Jam, or Linda, I'm sorry. Linda is saying he is a man. Women, children, and animals have no defense. A man could have stepped in. According to Jose, he did have a couple confrontations with Don. Um, Don chipped his tooth with a beer bottle. That was true. He said that he confronted Don about the shower with Summer. Um, he said that he did say something with Don threw the kitten out the front door. But that Don basically told him, don't tell me how to raise my kids and, basically stay out of it. These are my kids. You don't tell me how to raise my children. Let's see. Harsh reality. When you start watching a child's pet getting fed to other pets in front of them, step up and stop it. Yeah, basically. That story just, Jesus. I get tongue tied. I feel like every time I start to go to talk about it. It's so graphic. Harsh is agreeing that I believe he saw what he saw. I just struggle how he changes anything now. I think in the way that we really are getting a firsthand account from someone inside that house that is not Don or Candace, giving or not Don really, giving this information. It like confirms things, and then also it's so much worse than I even thought, and I don't even know how it could get worse. I don't know how it could get worse. Every time I think that this case cannot get worse, it does. Every time. That story made me feel sick, J. Marie. Yes, me as well. I just, you know, harsh reality. Jam is saying, I really value your opinion, and I will think about it today and rewatch. But Jose did give more attention to Summer than her parents ever have. It seemed that way, didn't it, Jam? Like just his little accounts of Summer and the way that she was, he sounded like her parent, in my opinion. Whether that be just because he's a better talker or whatever, he just sounded like more compassionate than I've ever heard from Don or Candace. And that was just so crazy to me. Like this man sounds like he could be Summer's father, not the two sideshows we've unfortunately, been covering this whole time. Yes, Linda. I think this is exactly why. Linda's saying, I wonder if that's why Candace seems happy. LOL. The kids are gone. At least they're safe. Yeah, no, I said that. I've always seen that Don is an abusive guy. I mean, we've seen this. We've seen him completely explode on people and scream and cuss and say words that never should never come out of his mouth. We've saw him, talk to his wife like she was one of the dogs. We've seen all that. We've heard him on camera hit her. We heard the thump and her say, you're a dumbass, and everybody saw that. I don't doubt for 2 seconds that Don Wells is a physically and emotionally abusive man. Jose, this interview with Jose it just further confirms that to me. Harsh. He did, however, then leave her with them, walked away. That took 9 months to speak out. Sorry, but sadly, I'm just not buying it. It was more healing to him than to anyone else to get it off his chest. Maybe it was harsh. Maybe it was. I mean, I can just imagine as a outsider myself, I have no connection to this family, no, anything like that. He did. So I imagine that, yeah, getting it off his chest would probably feel good. And I hear what you're saying. I do. But it doesn't make what he's saying untrue. And I know you said that you believe what he was saying, but you have a problem with the fact that it took him this long. I don't know exactly mentally what Jose was going through. I don't know the depths of it. I know what he said. I don't know. I can't speak to that. Like I said, I'll wait for your video on it because you're going to say it much better than I can. I can guarantee that. So, yeah, Jam. He always does, and this is why we like Harsh. So, Jay Marie, I'm so emotionally invested in this case. This whole Jose coming out scares me a little because so many have come forward and brought false hope. He supposedly talked to law enforcement months ago, no arrests. Yeah, that's, again, I'll go back to the West case. They knew a week after. They did not arrest them for 14 months. We do not know, none of us know, what TBI knows. We don't know that. So, I tell myself, and I'm going to, say to you guys, let's be patient. I do believe we will see arrests in this case. I strongly believe that. Let's see. Linda, but Jose was gone before Summer disappeared. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He just, did you listen to the interview, Linda? Very insightful into the dynamics of this family, this house. Good morning, Dixie. How are you? Good morning. I believed him, and to say he should have stepped up is a bit harsh. Easier said than done when you're living in someone else's house. That's a great point, Dixie. If you have nowhere to go and you see this stuff, I mean, you get torn, but I'm gonna have to say I would have done more. I do agree with Harsh there, but I don't want to rip Jose apart for that, um, because I think the information that he gave was more important. Even though the point absolutely could be made that if he had spoke out, that maybe this wouldn't have happened at all. I don't know. We do know, per him, that he did a lot of talking to Candace, that he pleaded with her numerous times to leave Don, get away from Don. I thought his public plea to her was sort of telling, when he said, I don't know why she's covering up for him. So to me, that said to me, in Jose's mind, Don was ultimately the person that did something. But he did say that he thought maybe an accident could have happened, that the whole house was basically an accident waiting to happen, that there were nails sticking out of the wood, and anything could have happened to Summer there. GM. Good morning. I believed him, and to say he should have stepped up is a bit harsh. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I already read that. Linda. I would have fought for kids and animals if I would have slept in my truck. Linda, I have to agree. I agree there. You're not going to hear a disagreement from me with that. So let's see. Harsh is asking, how much worse could have gotten? Oh, yeah. Summer vanishing. Yeah. Yep. Life hands us warning signs. He saw enough and claimed it was an accident waiting to happen. Yeah, I can't really, counter you with that. Because the only thing that I have to go on is, well, Jose's word, which is that, he wasn't himself in the right state of mind, whatever that means. So I'll say again that I did like that he acknowledged that he didn't do enough, and that he had a lot of regrets. I think that spoke a little bit, at least, to his character, Harsh, that he acknowledged that without being prompted to or anything. He spoke on that, and he seemed to be emotional about it. So, Remy girl, what's done in the dark will come out in the light. So eventually the truth always comes out. Absolutely. Yep. Sure does. That saying has come true so many times, and it's coming out, you guys. And I don't think that anyone should be discouraged with seeing an arrest in this case. That's just my opinion, because I think it's definitely going to happen. Harsh is being harsh. Harsh says, kudos for having regret. Didn't help Summer, however. Maybe others will learn eventually. Yes. To speak up. If you see something, say something. We say this all the time. Yeah. And this is, again, J. Marie, you would have loved to see him on panel. Who? Harsh on panel with Jose. Well, with that in mind, of, stop walking away. Yeah, with that in mind, the people that are coming forward in the Michael Vaughn case, same thing. We have to be careful with ripping people apart that do come forward. Because if we do this to every single person, people will stop coming forward. But I do agree with the criticism, and I do agree that people need to do more. If you see this, and I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? I had a neighbor. This was last summer. I had a neighbor with a 10-year-old daughter, and she was exhibiting all kinds of signs of problems. She had brought a knife out. She had stabbed one of my outside lawn furniture chairs up. I found out that the mother's boyfriend was a convicted child offender. She was showing so many signs. I called CPS on them. I watched CPS go to their house. They did not take her away. They did not. So there is something. Doug from No Thanks Investigations does put this up that you can sign. It's for Summers Law. I have signed it. CPS does need to be held more accountable. I, to this day, believe that that child there's something happening. But I have called. I have said something, and nothing has changed. And we have heard this in Summer's case that CPS was called on them. Jose says that right before he got there, they were telling him that a few weeks prior, CPS had come and Candace had locked the door and wouldn't let them in. Yeah, I know you are harsh, and I can't wait to see your stuff on that. What did Remy say? Remy is saying little kids like that, they can't really defend themselves at all, So adults are better off doing that. It's sad. Yeah. I mean, again, if you see something, say something. And I do think our CPS system, God, we've been saying this for a long time. I feel like I've been saying this for years. I've seen other people say it for years. Our CPS system is broken. I've seen children that shouldn't have been removed, aka classic and sincere. I see kids that should have been removed, Summer and her brothers, and they weren't. It's Linda is asking, Harsh, is your channel Harsh Reality? Yes, it is, Linda. That is the name of his channel. Highly suggest you watch him. He's one of my favorites. He'll give it to you very straight. So, hence the name. Remy, you want to come up for a bit? Sure. Hang on, and I'll drop the link for you. And you come on up. There you go, Remy. J. Marie, it's facts, sis. Yes, J. Marie, on target with that. Every single adult in this case failed all the children involved. Do we know for sure that Allie called CPS on Don and Candace? Was that confirmed? Because it has been said that CPS was involved and was called. No, you're fine. Remy, when you come up, just make sure that you close your YouTube tab or we'll have a crazy echo. Let's see. Jam. J. Marie, yes, they did. Starting with mom and dad and then going on with the rest. So sad. Yes, it is. It's beyond sad. I was really, really shaken when I started this live, and I'm glad that I have you guys to talk to about, and I'm glad that Harsh is here to give the other, sort of perspective on things. And I just feel much better speaking with all of you guys about this and, seeing your thoughts and opinions on what we all heard. Or some of us have. Anyway. Linda, if you haven't listened, you're slacking. Don't be a slacker, Linda. Jane Free. I don't know if it was true or not, but I know she has called the police on her a couple of times. Okay. So, okay. She's talking about Allie, Jam. I was asking if we know for sure that it was confirmed that Allie called CPS because I've always heard that. So um, she's saying that she called the police on her a couple of times. We will see you, Harsh. Yeah, you definitely got some editing, huh? I'm sure you do. Maybe you'll teach me your Jedi ways someday because I love the editing on your videos. So, all right. Happy editing. I know that's always so fun to do. I hate it. See you later. Thank you as well, Harsh. I'm glad to see you in here. I think I'm going to end the live stream here, guys. We are about 5 minutes over an hour. I want to thank. Oh, Remy's here. I'm sorry. Well, nope, not yet. Hang on. Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
good.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Oh,
as good as you can be, huh?
yeah, trying to hang in there.
I would love to hear your thoughts. You have the floor.
Wait, on the today interview,
Yes.
he was talking a lot. I mean, that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just only to help find Summer and also, I mean, he didn't. I believe they said he was gone before she went missing, and I guess he found out she went missing yesterday or something like that. I'm not sure if he still lives around the area.
I no, I think what was said was that he was unaware of all the stuff that was on YouTube until yesterday. I
Oh, okay.
do have to say if that I didn't know if I believed that. Just from some of the things he was saying, I felt like he has saw more, but that's just my speculation. So go ahead, Remy.
He was showing more remorse than Dawn and Candace. It's sad. Um, he actually sounded like he was crying. So, I mean, some a 50% of me wants to believe him, but then the other half is like, I don't know. Something's a little off. Because I've seen a video on YouTube. Supposedly, he was riding on a highway on the same day Summer went missing. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but allegedly that's the video that's floating. I'm not sure if anyone else seen that video.
I don't think so,
So it's
but
fake then? Okay. That's so weird. It is.
um,
Like,
I don't think what he was saying is so hard to believe. Mainly because we've saw evidence of this before. We did know that Candace filed a PFA against Don, and Jose said that he was there. I think his plea to Candace was genuine. You're right. To me, he sounded like he was crying. He did get emotional. I could hear that in his voice. Um, I think he's a guy that's been through a lot of stuff, and I think he's just looking at this now like, why didn't I do more? Like beating himself up sort of about that. And I know Harsh is being very, straightforward with, hey, you're 9 months too late here, buddy. But
it
hindsight
is
is
late.
2020, you know, and I guess unless you're in Jose's shoes or you are Jose, only he can truly answer why, why he didn't speak up and say more. But he sort of did. He talked about his mental health and how bad it was that he is in therapy now, that he is getting better. And J4all did say that, they had talked privately, obviously, and that, he was glad to hear of the strides that Jose was making in his life. So, go ahead, Remy.
What kind of, I didn't catch on to, what did he say? His health or mental something. You know what I did not like though was when he was saying something about how they was abusing those kids really bad. It's sad. Nobody, no kids deserve that. Like, like Classic and steer. If you don't want them, just, give them to someone who really wants them. Period. Don't mistreat kids. Like, why have them to mistreat them? Like, that doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
Yeah,
That is
and that
sad.
that
Poor
goes.
Summer went through a lot. I feel bad.
Yeah, because it was horrible. You know, these kids did not have any kind of normal, decent life. And just in the 5 short years that she was alive, what was she exposed to? What was done to her? And now she's gone. It's just, it will never, this case will probably haunt me forever, I think, to be honest with you.
Poor girl looked like they didn't, like, no disrespect. She looked like they wasn't even feeding her or taking care of her the right way. Like, she was really skinny. But then again, you have some kids out there who, eat a lot but don't gain no weight. It happens. But she was really, really skinny. Like, it's sad.
She was, but I'll say for my own children, just to be a devil's advocate here, my kids are thin. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was always a thinner person as well. I'm not right now, but I was like basically my whole life. So my kids are thinner too, but they eat like
Okay. See, that's why I
grown men.
said that. I said no disrespect, because you have those kids out there who eat and could eat, and
Yeah, those are
sometimes
my
they stay
kids.
the same.
Yep.
But maybe she was that kind. Don't. And then he said something about off the grid. That shit just threw me off and was like, oh my God, another Trezell. Like, I couldn't deal with it because the words that people are coming out with, Don Wells and the West have the same kind of similar interviews. It's kind of like, oh my God, what did they did? Take classes from them? Like, it's horrible. It's
Well, I
really
think
horrible.
that Cher, Voices Behind the Wall, I think she said that Don told her that he was going to study other cases and see how people acted. I think he did
Wow,
actually say
that is
that,
so
at
bad.
least according to Cher. So, that would not surprise me. That he would do something like that. Don does seem
But
that
he did.
calculating.
But they
He
did.
does. Yeah, he
It's bad.
seems like the biggest monster in this family. And then you have Candace, also, being neglectful, having her own substance issues, being in a domestic violence relationship with Don. Just the entire thing sounds so dysfunctional and so wrong. And the kids paid the ultimate price for all of it. Um, and that's not even touching on the fact that Candace and Hunter, like, gosh, when I heard that, I was just like, Jesus,
Ah,
ugh.
that's a
um,
little boy.
it
That's
sickens me. Yeah, because my mind went right to that TikTok where she's
wow.
rubbing his head with that smile, and it's so disgusting to me.
That's
Like
not
knowing that,
normal.
if
Can't
that's
you get
true,
charged
and I
for
believe
that?
it is,
Like what?
yeah,
I
you're
mean,
you
there's no
slept with a
evidence
child.
yet, but hopefully, but that is a child. I don't know how old she is. I believe 38, 40. I'm not sure. I don't know her age. It's sad. Um,
She's 39. She will be 40 in May,
shoot, I
Candace.
was close.
So,
That's good.
but see, we don't know exactly when this happened, when she, took his virginity. And I keep saying that, but I want to correct myself, when she essayed Hunter, because that's what she did. Okay. So we need to be clear on that. He is
Hmm.
very much a minor. And we don't know when, did that happen a year prior? Was he 14? Was he 13?
Oh,
How old was
Jesus.
Hunter when
Oof.
this happened? Um, yeah, that part really, it actually pissed me off. If you want me to be honest with you, it just made me angry. Like, how
Mm-mm.
dare you? How dare you? We already know that Don is a self-admitted pedophile, but how dare you take that from a kid? and do that to a kid. Like that's going to be his memory for life. This
Mm-hmm.
woman I mean, no, no, no. Linda's saying that I always thought he wasn't really a churchgoer at heart, and Jose confirmed it. Yeah, we did see video though. We did see
Mm-hmm.
video of them in church. But do I think that Don was faithfully, enjoying every Sabbath? No. Or observing every Sabbath? No. Linda. Linda says, when you're looking for kids not getting fed enough, look at their teeth and hair. Yeah, Summer's teeth were rotting
Oh,
in the front, but I think that's because they gave her so much soda. My youngest granddaughter was built like her daddy, terribly thin, I thought, but hair and teeth shiny and clean. Yeah, and Summer's teeth were not good. But he did say that she was basically allowed to. Jose said, I should clarify. Jose said that she was basically allowed to have soda anytime she wanted. So if her teeth were not being brushed, obviously, if you're drinking soda every day, your small child, it's going to rot their teeth. So, yeah.
soda's not good.
Remy, it could. I don't know. I'm like half deaf at this point. I don't know if you've. Well, you watch my streams sometimes. You always
Hmm.
hear me complain about my ear. Can you just speak up a little bit louder, or maybe move closer to your mic?
Oh no, I was reading a comment. That's why.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I can't
Yeah.
really. Yeah, I couldn't really hear you. So they had soda instead of food. Well, Linda, he said that Don would bring home like snacks, like junk food, like nothing that was like nutritious in any way. That the dollar pizzas were true. What Allie said about that were true. That's kind of the kind of stuff that they would eat. Um, let's see here. Lolo, what I would like to know is how the Wells keep getting away with the things they do. I don't think they're getting away with it, to be honest with you. I think they might be getting away with it, but I don't think they are. Again, I'll say it again. I do think we will see arrests in this case. It's my
Yes, I think
opinion, but
yes.
I think we absolutely will. Do you agree with that, Remy? By the way,
I
do you think?
do. It's just gonna be like the West case where they just boom, they're gonna catch you unexpectedly. Like it's gonna happen.
Yep.
They find
I every day I wait just to see it come across my phone in some way that yes, they have finally been arrested.
they
I
just gotta
predicted the year mark.
what
Sorry.
year? This year?
Yeah. I
Okay.
predict a year from when summer disappeared.
Oh wow.
Um,
My goodness.
I feel like right around her 1 year anniversary of being missing, I feel like that's when we're gonna see arrests with them too. Just my prediction. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I meant to say, so you might think I'm crazy, right? But it was like, let me see. A month ago, I was trying to fall asleep and it was like 4 a.m. I was so tired. So I know I'll get to after why people think of whatever. I'll get to that. So I was trying to fall asleep at 4 a.m. and I came across to hearing a little girl talk about, can you come help me? I got so scared. I jumped up so quick, and now my heart was beating so fast. And I'm like, I hope I'm not going crazy. Who was that little girl? Like something is up. It was scary. Like it, but I heard her say, and it was a white little girl, and I felt like it was Summer. Say, can you come help me? It was so scary. I could not sleep after that. I couldn't sleep at all. I really couldn't. It. It
It's
was
so weird how these cases can get so ingrained in our minds, and that I don't know. I've had my own little weird moments, and I think it's because I've put so much thought into this case. I've had little weird moments myself. So weird things happen to us. Some of us are really intuitive as well. And that's a thing. To me, it's a thing.
I have a couple of friends. I know you probably don't believe in it, but I believe a lot in tarot readings and psychics.
Oh no, I read tarot cards.
So, my spirit guide is Pop Smoke. I'm not sure who you know who he is, but he was a famous rapper out of Brooklyn, New York. So he's my spirit guide. So at times I be feeling his energy. So I know one day I was talking to my mom about another rapper who passed away, but when I looked to my sister's door, I seen him stand there, and then it vanished. I was like, oh hell no! Like I was telling my, it was good things though. So my friend was telling me that I may have abilities. Maybe I should gain them up and you know and start communicating, but it's just hard because I don't know how to do all that. Like I want to put my mind and heart into it, but I just feel like I can't do it. And people say you could do it. If you have abilities, you could grow that up and, do you.
Um, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to take. I thought my significant other was gonna take the kids to school this morning. He's not. He's asking me to do it. He's got to go. So I'm really sorry, Remy. I heard what you were saying, but I have to go and drop my children off at school. So I am gonna end this now, and maybe later today or tomorrow or something. You could come back up, and we'll talk some more. But I hope you guys have a great day, even after listening to this really heavy stuff, and do some thinking on it. And we'll talk about it later. So yeah, everyone have a good day. I'll see you. Thank you, Remy. Thank you for coming up. Bye, guys.